Good afternoon, colleagues. I'm Mr. Khadebe from Tsuseletso High School. I'm going to go through the exam guideline with you for grade 12s. So remember the previous speaker, Mr. Motlodi, subject advisor, said there's no changes in grade 12 for final examination. So remember in grade 12, we're having two papers, paper 1 and paper 2. So paper 1, it's a theory, and paper 2, it's a map work. So now if you check there, for paper 1, we are writing out of 225, and then for paper 2, it's 75 marks. Now, in paper 1, we're having 4 questions. Question 1, question 2. Question 1, it's a climate and weather. And then climate and weather and geomorphology, it's combination. And then now, remember now, climate and weather and geomorphology. In question 1, climate and weather is 30 marks, and then also geomorphology is another 30 marks. And also remember, each and every question in that particular section will start with the multiple choice of 15 marks. So all in all will be out of 75 marks for question 1. Question 2 also is a climate and weather and geomorphology. And then also there is going to be climate and weather 30 marks, going to be geomorphology 30 marks, and then also is going to have a multiple choice, start with a multiple choice, which is 15 marks. And then now in section B, question 2, so remember the content that we need to cover in climate and weather is a mid-latitude cyclone. We have done it in term 1. Also having a tropical cyclone, subtropical anticyclones, varied climate, urban climate, interpretation of synoptic weather map. That is the climate and weather. We're supposed to already done that part with your learners. And then the second one is the geomorphology, drainage basin in South Africa, and then also we're having fluvial processes, and then catchment and river management. So all that particular content, remember, we already done that particular content in term 1. And then for term 2, we're supposed to do rural settlement, but we'll start with it from the 1st of June. We'll start with the rural settlement and also urban settlement. Now, remember, we said question 1 is climate and weather and geomorphology. Question 2 is going to be also the same combination, climate and weather and geomorphology. And then for question 3, it's just going to be rural settlement, and it's going to be settlement and also economic geography. Now, still the same. It's going to be, you have 15 marks multiple choice questions, and also having 30 marks for settlement, and also 30 marks for economic geography. So every time, you must remember, we do combinations here. So for question 3 and 4 is a combination of a settlement and also economic geography. So economic geography will be 30 marks, and also settlement geography will be another 30 marks. And then we'll start, every time the question will start with a multiple choice of 15 marks, always. Now the content that we're supposed to complete in the settlement geography, it's if you look at the content there, it's gonna be start first with rural settlement. We'll do the rural settlement, and then also we'll do we'll start with the rural settlement, and then we'll do rural settlement issues, urban settlement, urban hierarchy, urban structure and patterns, and then also we'll do the settlement, urban settlement issues, and then we'll move to economic geography of South Africa. So now, economic geography of South Africa, we'll do the structure of the economy, and then we'll do agriculture, mining, as secondary and tertiary sectors, and then also we'll do, now under the secondary and tertiary sector, if you look there, we're having an information that has been bolded there. That is very important. Now, if you look at that particular information that is there, that simply means now for NSC November 2020, we'll be only focusing on only 2 industrial core industrial areas of South Africa. We'll be focusing on PWV, which is in Gauteng, and also Port Elizabeth. Only those 2. But then remember, learners must make sure that they know all of them, 4 of them. PWV, Durban Pinetown, and also Port Elizabeth and Southwestern Cape. They must know them, because sometimes the question will be maybe labeled, but they give you a map and then you have to label the 4 core industrial areas. So that means now you must always, every time, encourage your learners to know them, but then the main questions will be on the PWV, which is Gauteng, and also Port Elizabeth, Uitenhage, which is in the Nelson Mandela Metro. Now, remember, it's the responsibility of a teacher to make sure that he make a research on those 2 industrial regions, the PWV and also the Port Elizabeth, Uitenhage in Nelson Mandela Metro. And then the other one, which is also bolded, it's the Industrial Development Zone. The Industrial Development Zone also, you do the same, but the main focus for 2020, if you look at the NSC for 2020, then we're only focusing on the Saldanha Bay Industrial Development Zone, only that. And then it's also the responsibility of a teacher, of teachers, to make sure that he makes some research on the prescribed Industrial Development Zone, which is Saldanha Bay for that instant. And then the other one, it's a Special Development Initiatives. Now, in this one, Special Development Initiative, we're also having 2 there, which is the Platinum SDI and also Richards Bay SDI. So that means now for 2020 November examination, then the main questions will be on Platinum SDI and also Richards Bay SDI only. So because now in our textbooks, they are not being explained thoroughly there. So that means now it's going to be a responsibility of a teacher to make sure that he makes some research and then give learners those notes related to Platinum SDI and also Richards Bay SDI. So if you look at this part that is being bolded, it's very important. You must make sure that you go through with your learners that part, and then so that they can be able to check on which part they must focus more on, especially in terms of the 4 industrial areas, and then also the IDZ, and also the last one, which is the Special Development Initiative. So now, those are some of the things. So remember, now, in paper 1, we're having 4 questions. So in those 4 questions, the learners must choose any 3 questions. Because now we are saying question 1 is 75 marks. That means every question, those 4 questions, is 75 marks there. So 375, you're going to give you, if you choose any three questions, then it will give you 225. Encourage your learners to read the instructions because they are very important. And then now, if a learner maybe is going to write 4 of them, we're only going to mark only 3, the first 3. And you'll find out sometimes now that the last one is the one that learner knows the best as compared to the first 3. So make sure that you encourage your learners, go through the previous question papers with them, especially for trial examination, and then be able to check there and go through the instructions with them so that they will be able to check, look at the structure for final examination, how does the question paper look like. And then also the instructions there, sometimes they will be the same instructions. Now, then we'll move to paper 2. Paper 2, we write it in the afternoon. And then now, paper 2 is out of 75. So remember, the first question is going to be multiple choice, which is 15 marks. And then, obviously, now you'll be giving a map, a topographical map, and also an orthophoto map. That means all the questions for paper 2 are based on a map, 2 maps that have been given. So you must make sure that you go through the map, and so that you'll be able to answer the questions correctly. So the content that must be covered there, in terms of the map work techniques, then the contour lines, contour intervals, the high and also conventional signs, compass direction, through bearing, magnetic declination, map scale, calculating straight lines, calculating area of irregular features, map reference numbers, grid references, and map coordinates, calculations and also interpretation of gradient, cross-section, intervisibility, calculating vertical exaggeration. So those are some of the things, those are the map techniques that people that must make sure that you go through them with your learners so that when they get their maps and then they face such questions, then be able to answer them. And then now, also, if you look at the structure there, like I said, we'll use two maps, then the topographical map and also an orthophoto map. And then now, that means question one is going to be 75 marks. No, question one is going to be 15 marks, and sorry colleagues. The question one is going to be 15 marks, and then question two is going to be 20 marks. Yeah, question two is going to be 20 marks, and then question three is going to be 25 marks, and question four, the last question is going to be 15 marks. Now, remember I said the first one is going to be multiple choice, and then question two is going to be geographical techniques and calculations. And then question three is going to be application of theory and photo interpretation. So that means now if you look at the question three, then learners will be able to apply the theory that they have done in the morning. Now they'll be able to apply it here in question three. And question four is GIS. Learners must go through the concept of GIS. It's only 15 marks. If we add the 15 plus 20, question one is 15, question two is 20, question three is 25, question four is 15. All in all, it's going to be 75 marks. So make sure that learners, they have the exam guidelines, because now they will guide them on which content they must cover in order for them to be able to get ready for the final examination. Colleagues, in conclusion, let's make sure that we cover all the work, because now we said, the previous speaker said, there's no exclusion of content in grade 12. We'll do everything, all the content in grade 12 for the final examination for 2020. So, colleagues, thank you very much for listening to me when I go through this particular exam guideline. Make sure that your learners have this particular exam guideline with them. Thank you.